Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss solubility of solute in liquid, solubility of gas in liquid, solution of solid in solid, Henry's law and related numericals. So especially Henry's law, very important topic. So first start with the term solubility. So, solubility of a substance means maximum amount that can be dissolved in a specified amount of solvent at a specific temperature. So, when we dissolve a solute to a solvent, the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a definite or particular amount of solvent at a specific temperature is known as solubility, and it depends upon the nature of the solute, the nature of the solvent and temperature. Next, let us discuss the terms like dissolution, saturated solution. Now, the term dissolution means when we dissolve a solid solute, or you can say solute in a solvent, some solute dissolve and its concentration increases in solution, and the process is known as dissolution. So when we dissolve some solute in a solvent, so concentration of the solute in that particular solvent goes on increasing, okay, and the process, that is solute molecules goes into the solvent molecules to get a solution, the process is known as dissolution. Next, saturated solution. So a solution is said to be saturated if it holds maximum amount of solute at a given temperature in a given quantity of the solution. So saturated solution means when we dissolve a solute to a particular solvent, the maximum amount of solute when dissolved in that particular solvent to get a solution, and when we add some more solute to it, and we observe that no more solute goes into the solution, that means the solution is already saturated, okay, that means it holds maximum amount of solute particles. Next is solubility of solid in liquid. So when we dissolve a solid solute in a liquid, the solubility of that solid solute depends upon the following factor. Number one, nature of the solute and the nature of the solvent. It is observed that when we dissolve, for example, when we dissolve sodium chloride in water, so common salt dissolved in water will get a homogeneous solution, okay, but if we dissolve naphthalene in water, we will not get a solution because naphthalene is insoluble in water, okay. So but if we dissolve naphthalene in non-polar solvent like benzene, carbon tetrachloride, then we will get a solution. From this we can say that polar solute dissolve in polar solvent, non-polar solute dissolve in non-polar solvent. So the solid molecules, solid solute dissolve in that particular solvent if the intermolecular interaction between the solute and the solvent are similar types. So solubility of solid solute in a solvent depends on the intermolecular forces of interaction between the solute and the solvent, and this can be expressed by saying like dissolve like. So this whole thing, that is polar solute dissolve in polar solvent, non-polar solute dissolve in non-polar solvent, we can simply say like dissolve like. So if I say like dissolve like means polar solute in polar solvent, non-polar solute in non-polar solvent, similar type, okay. Next is your effect of temperature. So when we dissolve a solute in a solvent, we will get a solution. So there is a there is an equilibrium, dynamic equilibrium. So enthalpy of the solution, so here you can see plus minus x, that means reaction may be exothermic, may be endothermic. Plus x means endothermic, minus x means exothermic. Now if we dissolve, for example, if we dissolve pellets of sodium hydroxide in water, then we will get a hot solution. Okay, solution to গরম হয়ে যাব, that means reaction is exothermic. And if we dissolve ammonium chloride in water, the solution to কি হবো, ঠান্ডা হয়ে যাব. Okay, so that means energy is absorbed, that is endothermic reaction. So we can say that if enthalpy of solution is negative, that means exothermic. So as there is a dynamic equilibrium, so we can apply Le Chatelier's principle, so according to which increase in temperature decreases the solubility. And if the reaction is endothermic, okay, just reverse. So if the reaction is endothermic, delta H positive, then increase in temperature, solubility increases. So this is according to Le Chatelier's principle. Next is your effect of pressure. Now as here we are discussing solubility of solid in liquid. So as you know that both solid and liquids are highly incompressible. So pressure does not have any significant effect on the solubility of solid in liquid. Okay, so it remains unaffected by the change of pressure. Next is your solubility of gas in liquid. Now solubility of gas in liquid depends on the following factors. Number one, nature of the gas. It is observed that easily liquefiable gases are generally more soluble in a common solvent. Easily liquefiable gases are more soluble in common solvent. Next point, those gases which easily forms ion in solution are more soluble in water than in other solvent, because ion formation in other solvent is not easy. So for example, ACl gas. So when we dissolve ACl gas in liquid, we'll get this, no? That means H plus Cl minus ionize, so we'll get Cl negative aqueous and hydronium ion. So as ACl gas forms ions in water, so it is easily soluble in water. Next is effect of temperature. So solubility of gas in liquid, so that is the dissolution process. Solubility of gas in liquid, that is dissolution process, it is observed that decreases with rise in temperature. When we dissolve a gas in liquid phase, the process of dissolution is compared to your with condensation process. Heat is evolved. So we can simply say that the dissolution of gas in liquid is an exothermic process. So as the process is exothermic, so solubility of gas in liquid decreases with rise in temperature. So dissolution process of, that is dissolution of gas in liquid, is dynamic equilibrium, involves dynamic equilibrium. So we can apply Le Chatelier's principle, according to which, so as it is exothermic process, dissolution process is exothermic, so lowering of temperature increases the solubility of gas in liquid. So with rise in temperature, solubility of gas decreases. Now effect of pressure. So this part is very important, effect of pressure. So when we increase the pressure, it is observed the solubility of the gas increases, and this can be properly explained from this Henry's law. So when when we dissolve a gas in liquid, when we dissolve gas in liquid, so this W1, this weight represents piston. So we can compare this with piston. So we are applying this much of pressure. So solubility of the gas, here you can see. And now as we increase the pressure, W1, W2, W3, that means more pressure is applied. Using the piston, if we apply more pressure, the solubility of gas in liquid increases, because gas is compressible. So solubility of gas increases with increase in pressure. Now from Henry's law, we can say that at a constant temperature, or at a particular temperature, you can say the solubility of gas in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. So solubility increases means if we increase the pressure, solubility increases. So when we increase the pressure, solubility of the gas in liquid increases. So this is according to Henry's law. So Henry was the first person who explained this, that is relate solubility with pressure. So Henry's law can be stated as Henry's statement of Henry's law. So when you are asked to write Henry's law, so you better you write this definition, okay, Henry's law, because this is most commonly used definition. So you write this definition, that according to Henry's law, partial pressure of a gas in vapor phase is proportional to the mole fraction of the gas in solution. Okay, partial pressure of the gas in vapor phase is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. Now আগতে আমি কি কৈছিলোঁ solubility. Now as solubility means that is amount of gas in your amount of solute, that is here it is gas in the solvent, in solution, that means concentration in liquid, okay, or in liquid solvent. So here this solubility term is expressed in terms of mole fraction, okay. So solubility means amount of solute present, no? So amount of solute is expressed in terms of mole fraction, concentration term যেটো আমি mole fraction use করেছো. So partial pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. Now if we remove this proportionality symbol, then we have to write this constant Kh, which is known as Henry's law constant. Okay, so Kh represent what? Henry's law constant, and X is the mole fraction of the gas. Now Kh, that is Henry's law constant, depend করে nature of the gas. So for different types of gas, Kh value will be different. For oxygen will get Kh value, and for nitrogen Kh value is not same, okay. So when you are asked to write the, that is state Henry's law, you write this statement along with, you write this expression, that is P partial pressure is equal to this mathematical expression you write, and then you write what is Kh, what is X, up to this you have to write, okay. So Kh বেলেগ বেলেগ গেছৰ কাৰণে for different gas value is not same, okay. Now from this Henry's law, you can see that Kh value, if Kh value increases, solubility decreases. So KH and solubility, which is expressed in terms of this mole fraction, na? So inversely proportional, na? So KH increases means solubility decreases. So remember, if the value of KH is high at a given pressure, then solubility of gas is less. Okay, inversely proportional. So KH value for both nitrogen and oxygen increases. So uh, KH value, experimentally it is observed that KH value for both nitrogen and oxygen increases with increase in temperature. KH value increases with rise in temperature. That means what? With rise in temperature, KH value increases. KH value increases, solubility of the gas decreases. So we can say solubility of the gas decreases with rise in temperature. Okay, so this is the reason why the aquatic species are more comfortable in cold water rather than in warm water. So underwater, uh, you see, aquatic life is more comfortable because underwater temperature is less and pressure is also comparatively high. So aquatic life is more comfortable in cold water rather than in warm water. So I think you can now solve this one. At the same temperature, hydrogen gas is more soluble in water than helium gas. Which one of them will have higher value of KH and why? So KH value, mm, KH value and solubility inversely proportional. So solubility more means KH value less. So try to write this. Okay. Next, limitations of Henry's law. Henry's law is applicable only when the pressure is not too high, temperature is not too low. Okay, pressure increase hole solubility increase but pressure is not too high and temperature decreases, solubility increases but temperature is not too low. The gas should not undergo any chemical change. The gas should not undergo any dissociation or association in the solution. So these are the limitations of Henry's law. Now application of Henry's law. So already we know that with increase in pressure, what solubility of the gas increases. Now when we drink some carbonated drinks, that is soda water, we know, so in soda water carbon dioxide থাকে, so any cold drinks বা খুলে gas এটা release হয় না. So when we when the carbon dioxide gas is actually dissolved in soda water, okay, or any soft drinks. So when the bottle is sealed, so bottle is sealed under very high pressure so that solubility of carbon dioxide is maximum in soda water or soft drinks. Okay, so when we open this bottle cap, then that is pressure is released, then solubility of this carbon dioxide gas is released na, solubility of this gas decreases. So decreases means etu gas release হয়ে গুচি আহে. কাৰ্বনেটেড ড্ৰিংকছৰ বটল যদি আমি খুলি দিওঁ তেতিয়াহ'লে গেছ এটা ওলায়. So this is pressure is released, so solubility decrease হৈ যায়. So this is the first application. To increase the solubility of carbon dioxide in soda water and soft drinks, the bottle is sealed under high pressure. Next application is scuba diver. Scuba diver, so scuba diver must cope with high concentration of dissolved gases while breathing air at high pressure underwater. So scuba diver যেতিয়া পানীৰ তলত যায় তেতিয়া প্ৰেছাৰ ইজ হাই সো প্ৰেছাৰ হাই হোৱাৰ লগে লগে that means solubility of atmospheric gases in blood increases, high pressure solubility increases, and when the diver comes towards the surface the pressure decreases and gradual pressure decreases, and this gases, dissolved gases, they releases. So this releases the dissolved gases as the pressure decreases and leads to the formation of bubbles of nitrogen in the blood. Okay, so scuba diver eta jetia panit tolot ডাইভিঙৰ কাৰণে যায় প্ৰেছাৰ হাই প্ৰেছাৰত এটমছফেৰিক গেছেছ ব্লাডত ডিজলভ হৈ যায় আৰু যেতিয়া স্কুবা ডাইভাৰ ছাৰ্ফেচত আহিব ইমিডিয়েটলি দিছ ডিজলভ গেছেছ কি হ'ব ডিজলভ গেছেছ ৰিলিজ হোৱা ষ্টাৰ্ট হ'ব এণ্ড formation of bubbles of nitrogen in blood, and this blocks capillaries and creates a medical condition known as PLANS, which are painful and dangerous to life. And this is the reason why helium is mixed with this helium gas is mixed to avoid this condition. So to avoid blend as well as the toxic effect of high concentration of nitrogen in blood, the tank used by the scuba diver are filled with air diluted with helium. So that tankot helium mix kora thake jitu tank hioti scuba diver carry kore. So next application is at high altitude pressure is less, so low blood oxygen causes climbers to become weak and make them unable to think clearly, which are symptoms of a condition known as anoxia. So what is anoxia? Boli 1 mark question eta hai. Anoxia means at high altitude high jetia jam the pressure is less means solubility of the gas less, so low blood oxygen causes climbers to become weak and make them unable to think clearly, and this condition is known as anoxia. Next discuss numericals related to Henry's law. If nitrogen gas is bubbled through water at 293 Kelvin, how many millimoles of nitrogen gas would dissolve in 1 liter of water? Assume that nitrogen exert partial pressure is given, and given that Henry's law constant for nitrogen at 293 is 76.48 kilobar. So first given ki partial pressure of nitrogen it is given, okay, 0.987 bar. Next is your kh, Henry's law constant is given, so it is in kilobar, converted into bar, so into 10 to the power 3 bar lo convert koilo. Next we have to calculate what? We have to calculate how many millimoles of nitrogen, that is the number of moles of nitrogen, okay, number of moles. So to find out number of moles we have to find out the mole fraction, okay. So mole fraction, if you can find out the mole fraction of nitrogen, from mole fraction of nitrogen we can calculate out the number of moles of nitrogen. So first applying Henry's law, so partial pressure of nitrogen kh, mole fraction of nitrogen. Now putting the values and calculating, mole fraction of nitrogen is 1.29 into 10 to the power minus 5, okay. So next is your number of moles of nitrogen we have to find out. So to calculate out the number of moles of nitrogen, so we have to first find out the number of moles of water. So number of moles of water, mass of water by molar mass of water, and the mass of water, it is mass of water, we know it is volume of water and density of water. Volume of water 1 liter is given, and let us consider density is 1 gram per ml. So mass of water is 1000 gram. So 1000 is the mass of water divided by molar mass 18, so 55.5 mole in 1 liter. Okay, so mole fraction of nitrogen, number of moles of nitrogen divided by number of moles of nitrogen plus number of moles of water. Now putting the values, now you see in the denominator, so number of moles of nitrogen plus 55.5 number of moles of water. Now to make the calculation easier, just neglect this term. Okay, so just simple calculation of karne we just neglect this term, number of moles of nitrogen. So here number of moles of nitrogen plus 55.5, it is approximately 55.5 because number of moles of nitrogen is very less. Okay, so আমি directly A2 লিখিছো 55.5. Okay, now you calculate, you'll get 7.16 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole. So convert it into millimole. Millimole convert kole will get 0.716 millimole, and that is multiplied by 1000. Okay, millimole. Next, same type of problem almost. Henry's law constant for carbon dioxide in water is given. Calculate the quantity. Now you have to calculate the mass of carbon dioxide in 500 ml of soda water packed under 2.5 atmospheric pressure, carbon dioxide pressure at 298 Kelvin. So given kh value is given in Pascal, and pressure of carbon dioxide 2.5 atmosphere, so convert it into Pascal. So applying Henry's law, same time agortu nisna same, so applying Henry's law, so we'll get the mole fraction of carbon dioxide 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, so next, number of moles of water, mass of water divided by molar mass of water. Mass of water is volume of water into density of water. Now volume of water is 500 ml into 1 gram per ml, so 500 gram. So simplify kole, so you will get, putting the value, you will get 27.78. So next is mole fraction of carbon dioxide. Mole fraction of carbon dioxide will be, again we neglect this term, mole fraction of carbon dioxide, it is number of moles. From this we calculate number of moles of carbon dioxide, it is 41.67 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole. Next part is mass of carbon dioxide. Mass of carbon dioxide is number of moles of carbon dioxide into molar mass of carbon dioxide, because we know number of moles is mass by molar mass, so mass is equal to number of moles carbon dioxide into molar mass. So molar mass of carbon dioxide we know it is 44 gram, so calculating we'll get 1.834 gram. Next, try to solve in text 2.6. Next, solution of solid in solid. So solid solution. So solid solution, two types, substitutional solid solution. So if some atoms, ions or molecules in one solid present at the lattice sites are replaced or substituted by the atoms, ions and molecules of another similar solid having same or similar size, then we will get this substitutional solid solution. So eta structure pora, solid structure pora jodi eta some atom ami ion or molecule replace koru by another one size jar same, almost same, then it is known as substitutional solid solution. For example, brass, bronze. Next is interstitial solid solution. Interstitial solution, if the lattice site of solid, the atoms of some of the solids small in size occupy the interstitial site. So in lattice of the solid, এটা solidৰ latticeৰ interstitial small atoms of iron, they may occupy the interstitial spaces or voids বুলি ক'ব পাৰোঁ আমি, interstitial space sites or voids. voidত যদি small atom occupy কৰে, then the solid is known as interstitial solid solution. So substitutionত আমি কি কৰিছোঁ, lattice site replaced by another atom of similar size. In interstitial, the voids are occupied by lattice of a solid. In a lattice of a solid, the voids are occupied by small ions, small atoms. So it is known as interstitial solid solution. For example, tungsten carbide. Okay, so ইয়াৰ বেছি নালাগে, জাষ্ট 1 মাৰ্কৰ কুৱেশ্যন ইয়াৰ পৰা আহে. চ' এটা মই ডিছকাছ কৰিছোঁ ইয়াত. A solid solution is formed between two substances, one whose particles are very large and another particles are very small. That means small one. What kind of solid solution is this likely to be? So এটাৰ ডাঙৰ সাইজ, এটাৰ সৰু সাইজ. So interstitial solid solution. Okay, যদি দুটা similar হলেতেন, then it is substitutional. Small, then it is interstitial solid solution. One is large, another is small. Interstitial solid solution. Next question for one mark. Why do gases nearly always tend to be less soluble in liquid as the temperature is raised? So already মই এইটো question discuss কৰিছোঁ. As the dissolution of gas in liquid is a exothermic process. So when we dissolve a gas in liquid, dissolved gas পালো, this dissolution process is an exothermic process. So as dissolution of gas is an exothermic process, so with the rise in temperature, according to Le Chatelier's principle, with the rise in temperature, solubility of the gas decreases. Thank you.